Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. We're going to be comparing two lights that I like. They're two weapon-mounted lights, and they're pretty popular. One of them at least has gained or garnered kind of like the gun mainstream, and the other one, it kind of came a little bit later and is kind of a new kid on the block, but still very respectable, and I really enjoy it. So these are two cheaper options. Of course, you can go with like the Surefire route, or who else makes a really good light? Mod Light or Cloud Defense. You know, all those guys make just absolutely astronomical lights, and they're very expensive, but these are the more budget-friendly sort of lights, and they get the job done basically. So what we have here is a Inforce weapon-mounted light Gen 2 or WML2. It's a 400 lumen light, and a Streamlight TLR RM1 red laser model. So this one actually comes in a couple different, it comes in two different versions in this size, and then there's a larger option which mimics more so the length of the the WML. We'll go over the specs of them. So really quickly, I do want to mention these have been proven clear. I mean, this is a real one. This is an airsoft gun, so the lights happen to be on these weapons. So like I mentioned before, the WML is 400 lumens. That's not very bright, okay? I don't need a remarkably bright light for airsoft, so I have chosen to put this light on this airsoft gun. And actually, before I put it on this airsoft gun, it was on my B&T APC-9. Just because I like the fact that I can mount it on the top rail, keep the gun streamlined, like to keep the gun snag free on the sides and keep it sleek, you know. But then I was like, maybe I want a laser, so I went with this one because the WML or Inforce doesn't make a model with a laser, but Streamlight makes a similar light and has a laser integrated into it. So the Streamlight RM1 with a laser has a lumen of 500, okay, a lumen rating of 500. The Candela rating, I couldn't find one for the Inforce WML, okay. This is like a really soft light, and it's got a decent splash, I guess you could say. This one's a lot brighter. I mean, 100 lumen difference isn't huge, but I could definitely notice it. And this has got a decent splash to it as well. So the laser, of course, like I mentioned, the WML doesn't have a laser. I'm a really big fan of lasers now. I put lasers on all of my PCCs or replica weapons now, or you know, cloning weapons now. So no, I don't have a PEC. No, I don't have a Steiner D-ball. But no, I don't have the infrared laser units, okay? I don't even have decent night vision at this time. That's something I'm working towards right now. But because, you know, I have some cheapo night vision and I want to be able to see where I'm aiming at night, possibly if I can't get, you know, to my optics properly. Then I've got a laser and an indicator for where I'm going to be hitting at around 25 yards, okay? That's why I want the laser. The laser is between 640 and 660 nanometers, so I don't know what that means for you guys, but that is its wavelength. I don't know what you're going to do with it. It's a red laser. The batteries, both of which use CR123A batteries. There is a longer version of the WML 400. That's a 600 lumen light, I believe, and it takes two CR123A batteries. And this version of the TLR RM1 uses a one CR123A battery as well. There is also a longer version of the TLR RM1 that uses two batteries, but I chose to go with the shorter one. As you can see, the WML actually comes off the front of my airsoft gun just because of the length of it, and I wanted something more compact. I was getting kind of tired of having this on the front of my actual firearm as a snag hazard, right? So I'm trying to keep things snag free, and this is a big snag hazard, okay, right at the front of the gun. I mean, of course, this is a snag hazard. This is a snag hazard right here. It's basically a hook. Anything that's a hook is a snag hazard. This is a snag hazard back here. So I'm trying to minimize the amount of snag my PCCs have, okay? Both have a runtime of about 1.5 hours. So at full brightness, I mean, you only have one option really for brightness settings on both. You're going to be stuck to about a 1.5 hour runtime. With the laser on the TLR RM1, I'm not sure about the battery life. I could not find a quote indicating how long the battery life would be if you had both the laser and the light running, or just the laser running, okay? So that clearly, if you're going to have light running and the laser running at the same time, your mileage is going to be a lot shorter on this weapon light than it would be as you just have just the light, okay? But luckily, on the TLR RM1, you have the ability to switch between different settings. So you've got laser light, light, and laser, okay? So you don't have to run just the light. You don't have to run just the laser and the light. You have several different options, which is really nice. Set that like that. Okay. Colors. So I know a lot of people get really uppity about the colors that they can have on their weapons. You know, do you want to go dual tone? Do you want to go, you know, peanut butter vomit or 50 shades of FDE, all that stuff. So WML or Inforce WML 400 does come in tan. There is a model that comes in tan. Streamlight only makes, as of right now, when I'm making this video, they only make a black version of the TLR RM1. So that's up to you guys whether or not you want to go with the black only or black or tan version. So depending on your weapon. The Inforce light is about $120, okay? Depending on where you find it on Amazon, I think on Amazon I found it for about 120 bucks or something like that, 110. I mean, of course, the prices vary on Amazon every once in a while. The Streamlight TLR without the laser, because there is the without the laser model, comes in at around $130, okay? So you can find this for pretty much the same price as the Inforce light, plus you get a little bit extra lumens. And then the laser combo model comes in at $230. So it's not cheap if you're gonna go, well, I mean, relative to a pack plus a light. You know, I like laser light units, and this is the closest I'm gonna get before reaching, you know, something of that level. This is probably my best option, okay? So the laser light version comes out at the laser light combo comes in at $230, about $100 more than the WML Inforce. Lastly, we got the different features. So the Inforce light here has two different modes, okay? You've got constant on, you can flip the switch, you got momentary on, okay? So long as you apply pressure to the switch, the light's gonna be on, okay? So there you go, see? All right, but then you switch it back. You go just back to the normal light. Or yeah, just back to the normal light. So, but then if you double click, you activate your strobe function, okay? So the WML comes with a strobe function. And also you have a light safety, essentially. So you flick this switch up right here, and you know, it's supposed to physically block your ability to turn the light on. How well that works, I don't know. Clearly, it doesn't come up as easily as it comes back down, okay? So, I mean, if you're running around with that light, you don't want someone to see it, I guess flick that switch up, but hey, something might knock into it and turn the safety off pretty easily on that. On the Streamlight TLR RM1, of course, like I mentioned, you have all the different functions with the laser, especially because you got the laser light, you get the light, and then you get the laser, okay? So we got the laser going, you guys aren't seeing that. As well, coming with its Streamlight, you have a pressure switch that comes with it. So it's a wired pressure switch, clearly, and you can run it to go on your side panels if you want to use the side panel. I don't use the pressure switch. I don't want to have wires on my gun. Again, another additional snag hazard. So what you're going to do is I'm just going to C-clamp it, and I turn it on, basically. And that works just fine for me. It does not have a strobe function. So anytime I've tried, I can't get a strobe light function to activate. So I don't think it actually has a strobe light feature. When I looked online, I couldn't see any mention of a strobe light. So if you're looking for a light that's got strobe, this is not going to be your light, okay? All in all, I think both lights are decent. This one's a little bit better quality. This one's made all plastic, okay? So it's light. The light is light. It's weight light is what I'm talking about. It's got less weight to it. This one's made of metal. It's got a silicone band here in the back where you attach the pressure switch. But I've had no problems with the TLR RM1, okay? If you want a laser, this is going to be the option you want to go with. I like them. This one I've had a little bit of trouble with. I've had 3 different models of this, okay? So it's not like this is my first and only WML. It seems like the battery runs out actually a lot faster than an hour and a half. Even if the battery's just in there and you're not using it, I've kept my guns in their cases, and I pull them out, and all of a sudden the battery's like almost dead, and I haven't used it at all. Like, I put a fresh battery in, and it's flickering already. And I'll show a couple videos like in the background of the comparison between the 2 lights. I've got a lens for my camera that that's non-autofocus and non-auto adjusting for brightness, so, or for light intensity. So I'll show you guys the difference between the 2. But yeah, sometimes you turn this one on and you'll notice it flickers right when you start, and then it lowers in brightness. So that's something to keep in mind if you're going to go with the Inforce, is that it might be chewing up the battery without even using it. So it's kind of irritating and frustrating. But yeah, this one, I haven't had a single issue with it. I'm really happy with it. It's a great option if you want to go spring for a laser light combo. Just know that yes, the laser module on the actual light's a little high. So you might occlude a little bit of your optic picture. So if you're looking through your optic, it might occlude the inferior aspect of your optic view. I haven't found it to be an issue. Of course, you can just run a higher up riser on your optic light, or sorry, on your optic. And that's clearly what I've done here. This is a little bit higher up than this one. So that's just something to keep in mind as well. Yeah, that's it, guys. I hope you've enjoyed. Comment, rate, subscribe. Lots more content coming. Yeah, adios. Bye.